Welcome, everyone. It's Friday. I'm live. I've got another absolutely brilliant guest to join me.
Yeah,
Introduce yourself. Introduce yourself. Tell us everything about
yeah.
yourself.
You know me, use beer reviews, and I started like a year ago with some beer reviews. I had multiple beers before, being on Untapped for already a few years, and I had like 6,000 more different beers. So
Wow.
all with pictures, and so I'm not kidding. It's not I'm not cheating on Untapped, so it's more than
It's all yours.
6,300 now. Yeah, different ones. Most of them are from Belgium, of course, because I live
Yeah.
in Belgium. For the people who don't know, I have more than 3,000 different ones from Belgium. So
Uh,
loads
what
of beers.
what part of Belgium are you located in?
Well, I'm close to let's say Dendermonde, but it's like I'm in between now. I changed my location. So I lived in East Flanders, but now I'm living like close to the edge of them all, like close to Antwerp, really close to East Flanders, and also really close to Brabant. So I'm just in between those now, but it's close to Dendermonde. So that's a rather well-known city in Belgium,
Yeah.
not that far from, let's say, Brussels or something. It's not that far.
It's
Yeah,
very kind of central
yeah,
location for kind of Europe then, is it?
yeah. It's kind of central. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, in Belgium.
So what's the beer scene or brewery scene like in Belgium? How many breweries is there, if you know?
Well, we all know the microbreweries like our Duvel and our Triple Carmelite and all these things, but loads of them, like in every country, we have loads of new ones popping off, and most of the time they are nano or microbreweries.
Yeah.
So local ones in every city, they have some beers now in Belgium. So it's hard to keep up, to be honest. So I'm traveling all across Belgium to some great beer stores, some large beer stores to get from every city in Belgium the most of the beers when I'm searching for those, of course. But I'm searching always also for beers from America or from other countries. That's a thing, of course. When you're living in Belgium, it's rather easy because Belgium isn't that large to get
Yeah.
most of the beers. But if you're trying to get beers from Ukraine or from Sweden or from Russia or something, it's it's not that, it's much harder to get
Yeah.
them. Yeah, but
Yeah.
still
One
possible.
other than Belgian beers, you wouldn't get much European beers in Ireland. You get some Belgian, get some German. You don't get much. You don't get anything from Russia, really. You don't get anything from, let's say, Poland.
Yeah,
So
I don't know about the scene in England. When we, I heard you guys always say when I go to the pub, there's our pints, of course, but on tap there are not really high ABV beers like here in
no,
Belgium. It's
no.
kind of a different thing. Yeah.
It's more about points and quantity with the majority of people, rather than
Yeah.
quality and, let's say, high ABV. You've also got the tax. Tax will be much higher. So a pint
Indeed.
here of beer in the pub would be €5 now, and that'd be for, let's say, 4 or 5% beer.
Mm.
But like, it could be €8, €9 for, say,
Yes.
higher ABV.
Yeah,
So
because
what's
the
the
pound, the pound is a little bit more than the euro, if I'm correct.
yeah,
It's yeah, if you yeah. So for us, it will be like in the pub. It will be like €3, €3 or €3 and a half for a 33 centiliter one,
yeah.
something like that. Yeah.
You wouldn't get anything like that here. You might get a beer or something like in a supermarket for that, maybe on special offer or something, but
Mm,
not in a pub. Yeah.
yeah.
So his next question is your job, if you like to talk. What do you work as? If you
I work for the community, so yeah. I'm not a police officer or something, but I'm kind of like letting people know when they have like things going on, like on the markets. I will stand there to watch everything is going well and stuff. And
Okay.
also some people are who are littering everywhere in the city. I will take pictures and will notice the community.
Kind of like a
So
warden or something like that. We can kind of call that a kind of a warden. So we say, does it
yeah,
for,
maybe something like that. Yeah,
yeah,
but it's
really
not.
neat.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
It's quite a nice job. It's rather easy, and we can do our own hours. We can come in a little bit later or a little bit earlier, and then we can leave a little bit earlier also. So that's a really nice job. When you're working for the community, it has, of course, some nice pros to it. Yeah. So
Would
I
there be any
like it.
negativity towards? Would you get negativity towards some people with the if you find them for littering or certain communities?
Of course, you always do, but you always must remember it's not against you personally, but
Yeah.
it's due to your your job. And if I didn't do this, someone else would do it. And it was a great opportunity. I tried it once to test to do the tests for this job, and I got yeah immediately I got a steady a contract
Okay.
for every for a long time. So that's an amazing
Good.
thing, and it's not easy to find it. Like here in Belgium, it's rather hard to find a steady job, like really fast. Most of the time, you will work like 1 year, 1 year and a half, maybe 2 years even, with some interim. I don't know if you know that
Yeah.
interim.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they put you to work most of the time for maybe a month or something, and they say yeah it's over, and then you got to switch again and switch again. It's not nice.
Okay.
That's not pleasant. Yeah, I've been there, done that, so not pleasant. Yeah.
Um, we'll go to first beer. What was your first ever beer, if you can remember?
Oh, my first beer. I
Yeah.
was rather young. I started rather young when we did go to the city and we with friends and we ate some things. I always remember the Hoegaarden Grand Cru. What is rather hard to find for you guys, I heard. You can find the regular Hoegaarden from Belgium,
Yeah.
and they have the Grand Cru, but they have also the Verboden Vrucht, forbidden fruit, when I translated it. And I always like this beer very much. It is also, although it is 8.5% ABV, also like a Duvel. Uh, I always liked that one. And then again, back in the days, we also had Palm. It still exists, Palm, but no one likes it anymore. But back in the days, we really liked it, like in Belgium. Then the craft scene wasn't booming at all. There wasn't like these things. These local beers weren't available back in the days. Yeah, I'm 49 years old. I'm talking when I was 16 years old, of course. We can drink from 16 years old in Belgium, so that's why.
Yeah. It's
Long
it's
time
18
ago.
in Ireland. Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
It's
yeah.
it's 18 in Ireland technically, but people can get drink a bit earlier than that.
Well, okay, okay.
Um, what's your go-to beer style then?
My favorite beer style,
Yeah, go-to.
or
What would you if you were going to
uh,
a supermarket? What would the thing you pick up?
the one the thing I really, I'm not saying I don't like. I won't drink it, but I really don't like it. The sour beers. I'm not a fan of sour beers, not because I really don't like them, but I have some problems in my stomach then, and
You
that's not
don't
nice.
agree with it?
But all the other ones I would drink. I've changed my palate when I start with Untapped and trying all these different beers. When I started on Untapped, I drank all most of the time only blonde and triple.
Yeah,
I did like brown beers or something like dark beers. I didn't like it, and now I'm really yeah.
yeah.
They are some of my favorites, like the stouts, the Russian Imperial stouts and stuff. I really like those one now, especially barrel aged ones,
Yeah,
because they put so much flavor to the beer, and it's
that's
not
it.
like
Yeah,
your blondes. Yeah, and
you can
then
just sit and
yeah,
drink an imperial out for a night, and even if it's only 300 mils or 330 mils, it will do you. And it's the flavors and
Yeah, but most of the time I drink more than one beer
yeah,
in the evening. So some beers are then like you you know me, like really high in ABV. Sometimes, yeah, 16% ABV, 18% ABV. I had multiple ones of those, and still then I have multiple ones also in the evening. And
okay.
yeah, I can handle it rather well. So yeah,
I think
I don't know.
yeah. See the comments, or at
Hey,
least the
Beer
comment.
and Mark, Beer
Yeah.
and Mark. Yeah.
Okay. Then so how much you spend on beer then?
Well, now it's
Average
a little
and
bit less. Yeah, it was like, oh, back in the days it was much. It was really too much. And then now I travel with a friend most of the time who has a bistro, like a pub,
yeah.
and we travel together. Um, and then yeah, it's going like more than 100 euros at a time when we
That's not,
go. So yeah,
so how
but
much
then
on average do you spend a week? Just 100 euros a week?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, something like that.
Yeah, that's okay. Okay. Favorite hop. What's your favorite hop?
Oh,
For
favorite hops:
Brian,
Citra, Mosaic, all the C hops, Centennial, Simcoe. All these things
yeah,
are
but
really
you gotta pick
nice.
one. Gotta pick one. I'm sorry.
Oh, only take one. Um,
Only pick one.
well, I really like this one now. It's one of the best Idaho 7. It's called. I don't know if you know that one, but it's
Yeah,
a
yes,
really
yes. No.
fruit forward, like amazing hop. I must say, it's really special. Yeah, because I did home brews back in the days, but now I stopped because there was something wrong. I don't know. It's always got infected, and when I started home brewing, I got multiple really nice beers. I made most of the time IPAs, but really different ones, like really high IBUs and then really loads of hops. I remembered I did the homebrew and I threw there were like 450 grams. I It's like a pound
Yeah,
of hops to 20 liter. I Pellets, not flowers, but pellets, and
yeah,
it was an amazing beer. I did call it Hop Bomb because it was really bursting with
great.
flavors. It was amazing. It was amazing, and I'm a little bit sad I can't do it anymore. But it's it's so sad when you brew 20 liters because I only brew for myself, of course, and maybe I give some bottles to friends. But
Yeah,
it's not nice to brew 20 liters and put a lot of money of it in it, and then you have to throw it away every time down the sink. It's I won't I can get it over my heart to do it every time, like again and again, and at, at the end, and I don't know why it got always. I don't know how it did happen, but it smells. It tasted really bitter and buttery, and there was something really bad going on. But still, to date, I can't figure out what is going wrong because I clean everything really nice again and again. The taps I always pull out of each other, clean them with star sand, which is what is the best cleaner
yeah,
you can have. Like when you put it like 1 second into star sand, it's cleaned, so it's disinfected. So it's the best cleaner on the market. Then
yeah, yeah.
I
That's
put
what I
it
use. Yeah, star
yeah, I
sign.
put it really long time in, and really, I did everything. I tried everything, but every time again, it went bad. And it was always like when I put it in the hops at the dry hops at the end, like the fermentation was over. It still smells nice. I did then the dry hop, and then always something went wrong. It could be something with the hops. I don't know, but
Yeah, I get problems sometimes
there's
dry
a
hopping. Definitely. You
yeah.
have to be so carefully opening it. I don't know if it's the place I have it or I don't clean it when I open it or Yeah, I get
Yeah,
infections sometimes dry hopping. I sometimes just
yeah,
I don't prefer dry hopping.
it's not normal, and certainly with IPAs, they are really sensitive to infections.
Yeah,
Yeah, but the thing I found really strange in the beginning. I didn't have any problems, and now it always went bad. This, so yeah. But
um,
maybe I'll try it again. Yeah, so
we covered
I'm
this
I was in
already.
the club.
He doesn't like sours. So just don't
No,
put
I
them in.
don't like. I had, of course, most of the Cantillon ones, the Trifontaine, and what are the really expensive ones, like the American people. I did trade with a guy from America. He would come to Belgium every 3 months, and then
Yeah,
I got like, because Brussels isn't really far from here. I had to travel with the train like maybe 30 minutes to Cantillon, and
mm,
yeah, then I got like 48 beers from America, those hop juicy half a liter ones, like in exchange for some bottles of Cantillon. It's really crazy. These guys are really searching for, and it's only Cantillon and Fontaine they want, not another sour beer. But like it's really cheap here. It's like 13 to 14 euros. Maybe if it's a really special one, you will pay like maybe 17 euros, 17 or something for a huge bottle, 75
yeah,
centiliter. And in America, those bottles go like $200, maybe even more, $500. Some of
yeah.
them, the really
The
special
Americans
ones.
are the Americans are crazy for
It's
some of the prices, and
it's
even their own
really
beers.
it's really
And it's
crazy. It's really crazy. Yeah.
the raffles in America. I have no concept of having raffling off these beers, and you might have a chance of winning it. Yeah, they're a bit crazy. Beer on
And
Mark is asking favorite Netherlands brewery.
okay. Moersleutel, Uiltje did really well, but now they've been taken over by a macro brewery. I told you in my videos. Um, I I will tell you the name later, but it's like
Like,
they changed their taste. The labels are still very nice, really funny labels all the time, but the taste is much less than when. Yeah, that's most of the time when a macro brewery takes over. But we have in the Netherlands also Jopen, and Volkinge Brew is the best for IPAs. If you're searching an IPA from the Netherlands, buy Volkinge Brew. It's like those American, really juicy hop bombs, hop forward beers. That's also Volkinge Brew from the Netherlands, a new one in the beer scene, but like taking over the markets. It's really quick sold out. So an amazing brewery. But like Dutch people are even more crazy than we Belgium guys. If you look at Untapped, you will see at number one, the guys who drink the most are the guys from the Netherlands. Believe it or not.
yeah,
So, what's the scene is much bigger there. They always come together in with many people and do exchange beers. We don't do that as much in Belgium. So that's already a difference. And also the craft beers, there are really much craft
yeah,
small shops with craft beers, much more than in Belgium even. And then it's really easy when you only have to travel like 5 miles to to find awesome beers. Then it's much easier than you have to travel. Like now, I travel most of the time because the closest one is like I think 45 minutes away or something.
yeah.
So
That
I'm not really close to all these craft beers, the bigger ones, the beer stores with the craft beers. I'm not that close. Also, I can get
yeah,
any regular one, of course, but not
yeah.
those
Well,
really
I'd be
special
similar.
ones.
I'd be maybe an hour away from a good bottle or beer shop. So most of mine I have to order. Like it's too far to travel sometimes. So I
Yeah,
usually
well,
buy online.
yeah, but yeah. To
Um,
answer the question from the Netherlands, yeah, okay. I told them Jopen, Uiltje, like we have the eeuwige jeugd, the yeah, much names in the Netherlands. I also had rather much beers from the Netherlands. I haven't checked it, but I think I have close to 1,000 maybe from the Netherlands. Not quite sure, but I think it will be like that's almost some different ones or something. So the scene in the Netherlands is even bigger than here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same again. I've said that before. Don't get too much from the Netherlands here. I've had a few. I can't remember them 100%. So I can't say what my favorite brewery. I just don't get enough of them to rate them.
Mhm. Yeah.
Um, Next question could be a bit weird, but you don't have to answer it.
Not too weird, eh?
Can you read it? Is it
Oh,
coming up?
my memory is really bad. I remember from 12 till noon, so that's not not a long time. Uh, my short memory is really not good. So are you happy? I'm happy. Yeah, of course I'm happy. I now live with my girlfriend and my daughter together. It took a while, but it did happen now. So we live in near to Dendermonde now. I did live closer to yeah, the other way, actually, more to closer to Ghent, but now I live closer to Dendermonde and Brussels, a little bit more closer to that, and Antwerp. So, do you wake up happy or sad? I think I wake up rather happy if I had some slept. I don't sleep that much. Most of the time, I sleep between, let's say, 6 hours or something.
Okay.
It's rather rare I sleep like longer because yeah, of course, my girlfriends have to work. She has to be like 6 o'clock. She's awake, and my daughter also because yeah, and it's a different story when you live alone, of course. Then you
Yeah.
can sleep a little bit longer. It changed. It changed. Yeah, but no
Kind of.
problem at all. Hey,
Yeah.
guy,
Meaning of life. What's the meaning of life?
what's the meaning of life?
Yeah. Why are we
Yeah,
all here?
I think following your dreams, to have a good job, to be always happy, and to be as relaxed as possible. Not get because I'm quite a nervous guy, and I'm keeping myself calm is not that easy. So that's the thing I want, like that I can be relaxed and chill, like some guys are. But most of the time, I'm really nervous, and I want to do things really quick. But that's not always the thing. That's my purpose in life, actually, to be happy, to yeah, don't have too much worries or things like that. Like everybody, like everybody else. Yeah.
Okay. Um, Last time you cried.
Ooh, I, I last time I cried. I'm
Yeah.
really sensitive. I'm really sensitive to like these shows live on TV
Yeah.
with police officers, and then some people got in yeah got really troubled, and always also like hospitals, those live things from hospitals, like children when they have problems, and then I cry. I'm really sensitive to those things. Yeah,
Okay. Um,
that's it.
Lowest point to your life.
I seen there when I threw a beer down the what, when I threw a beer down the drain or something. Yeah, that's
Oh,
also yeah. Pour the beer down the sink. Yeah, that's also a low point for me. Then it's a really bad beer. It has to be a really bad beer when I throw the beer away. Yeah, lowest point in my life.
yeah.
Ooh, I think it was in 2002 or something. So I bought a house in 1997. I
Okay.
bought a house only with my own money. My dad told me buy a house instead of renting, buy one. And I bought a house. Me and my dad worked like years to get it all fixed because it was a really cheap house, and we had to do all the plumbing and stuff all new. And it was like 2002, and it was just a year fully. it was really nice place. And then my neighbor, she fell asleep with the cigarettes, and part of my house, especially the part we did build extra to the house,
Yeah.
was really gone. Just it was all gone, and that's made me really sad. So I didn't have a place, and I was renting my place at that moment to my best friends, and they had a daughter, and they were really lucky. They got like waken up, because it was early at the morning, and it was really sad when I went there in my house, and I seen all the things with from that child. She was really a small daughter still, maybe I don't know, 4 years, 3 4 years, and all you will see like the TV and stuff. It will be just a frame, will be still there, and all the toys will be like you could still see it's a toy, but
Yeah.
it's like burned. It's really black and melted. It was, yeah, it was a bad
Lucky.
period.
Okay.
Yeah. So we have to build it again. So a really bad period. Yeah. That's the
Um,
lowest point.
favorite food beer pairing then.
Oh, Joe's favorite beer food pairing. I don't know. I always like with my spaghetti. When I have spaghetti, I like just a beer with it. I think it goes really well. Also, when I have like let's say the stew, that's really famous in Belgium. Our stew, you can buy it when you go to a fries shop for fries. You can also have it. The stew, it's really
Okay.
famous here. It's called Stoofvlees, and then I also like a beer with it. So yeah, I think that compares really well. But with all these things like IPAs and stuff, I think lots of things will go really nice with it. I think fish also, because like in our IPAs we have much of those lemon or citrusy flavors, and it goes really well with fish. I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's good pairing.
Mm.
Uh, What makes you angry?
What makes me angry? Uh, some people, like their how they are, how they react. At my job also, like some people, when I tell them something they can't do, they get really mad and angry, and they would give you a punch in your face just to, because you tell them you can't do this, or don't you know, you have to be an example for other people. Like for example, that's do their that's um go with their child to school, and they will like do crazy things, stupid things, and then all the other parents and also the child notice it and thinks it's normal. Those things make me a little bit angry. Yeah,
Okay.
the world could be a much better place if they were always nice people like us, right, Thomas? If
Yeah.
everybody was as nice as us, the world would be a much better place. That's for sure.
What inspires you?
What inspires me? Hmm. Beer? I don't know.
Your
Yeah,
daughter?
of
Would
course.
your
My
daughter
daughter,
inspire you?
my daughter, my girlfriend. Uh, I don't know much things.
What makes you laugh?
My parents also. My brother, like family, more inspires me a lot.
Many's new family
Mm.
then, many brothers and sisters.
Uh, Me.
Just you know, many brothers and sisters do you have?
Oh, one sister and one brother.
Okay. Big
So
family.
I'm the oldest. No, it's not a big family. Just three of us with my brother. But my brother has one kid. No, he has two kids, two children, two girls, and my sister has three kids. So yeah, it's getting it's getting bigger and bigger. So yeah, it's nice. What makes me laugh the most? Okay. Yeah. some things on TV, some beer reviews. I always laugh with it sometimes because I think they're really funny. Some guys do it really. I'm not that guy who makes it really funny. I try always to be like a funny guy in my beer reviews,
I
and
think they're pretty good humor in them. I think.
yeah, because I do use a lot of those, those gifs and those
Yeah,
sound effects. So I try to make them funny, but the problem is, of course, my language. It is not that easy to find. I can speak English quite well, but
you're
it's not
perfect
my.
to me. Perfect
Yeah,
to
it's
me.
not. Yeah, I have to think a lot, loads about words, different words. My vocabulary isn't that large, of course, and then that's a problem because I I do my research for a beer where
Yeah,
it's been brewed and stuff, but then I just go for it, and then I noticed sometimes I want to say a sentence and I can't get the the word I need in my head, and then I have to cut it. I have no choice. That's the problem with beer reviews. You can't do them again. You have to do them actually in one time because your beer is poured out and you don't have a second beer. I don't have a second beer of
I
of,
don't even
of the
know.
same beer most of the time. So you have to try it like in one time, but mostly you will always see in this most beer reviews they will be cut like here and there. That's normal. It's really hard
Yeah,
to do them in one time. Yeah.
oh, it is. Yeah, yeah. Um, overcoming any bad habits.
Any bad habits? I did used to smoke weed back in the days, and I did every day to be honest. It just made me really like relaxed and more in not more enjoyable, but I could laugh more with movies and stuff. And I did feel really good when I smoked some, but then I stopped. I still smoke cigarettes. I want to stop. I really want to stop with the cigarettes, but it's really hard. With the nicotine, it's really hard. It was
Yeah,
not hard to. It was not hard to quit with the joints, the cannabis,
but
But
you still have the cigarettes as supposed to fall back on it.
cigarettes is much more harder,
Yeah,
especially when you drink beer. When you drink beer, then you are really needed. You need that nicotine. I I can't understand why, but it's you really want a cigarette. It's really
yeah.
strange. Yeah.
What's
So
weird
that's a
about
bad
you?
habit. What's weird
Um,
about me?
yeah,
Uh, I think I'm just a weird guy. I say so. Sometimes I say stupid, crazy things. I don't know, but yeah, and I'm now I talk like much. But when you see me in real life, I won't really be that spontaneous. Like a little bit spontaneous, yeah. But I will always like say don't say much thing. When I will say something, it will be like really more important and not like blabble, ramble all the time. Like, no, I'm not that guy they think. I'm always talking and talking and talking. That's not a no. That's not true. That's not true.
okay. Um, can you remember your first job? So, what was your first paycheck or your first job when you
My
were
first job.
younger?
Uh, when I was 19, I did quit school, so I did an extra year.
Yeah.
I did a specialization. Yeah, for it has something to do with cars, like painting. Uh,
Okay.
yeah,
Spray painting. Yeah,
special painting it's called. And I didn't have any vacation when I stopped school. My dad has found like a job through interim also for me, and it was rather far with the car to drive. I had to drive like I think it's like an half an hour, but I did have no vacation. I just quit school and did just go to that work, and I did work there for a while. Um, it was just the fact I didn't know if I have to go to the army or not, and therefore I needed some job in the meantime to be uh, until I know I must go to the army or not. It went out. I didn't have to go to the army, but I still worked there. So I did work there for a few years in Lokeren. It was like 30 minutes away from my home.
Okay.
And yeah, that was my first job, and I was 19. So that was my first
Do
paycheck.
okay.
Yeah.
Do people have to join the army in well
No, 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 no. They used to. I don't know, but it's when they stopped actually. It's gonna be like 1993 or something, or 94.
yes sir.
They stopped, but the, before that time you had to go. The You really had to go, but there were some problems with me, and I didn't went to the army, so
Didn't
that's private. But
um,
then you have to go. Yeah,
have you
not
tried
anymore.
any weird meats or any exotic meats?
Exotic meats. I did. I don't know if it was for real, but there was a like a you. I don't know how you call it, but like on a market, there was like you have such a food market
Yeah.
with really special things from different countries and stuff. And there were hamburgers, and there was a hamburger with crocodile, and the other one was with kangaroo. Thank you. My girlfriend is saying it for me. Kangaroo and crocodile. So I tried them both, and I don't know if it was true, but it really tasted like chicken.
Maybe it's just
Uh,
chicken.
it could be just chicken, but they promised me it was really crocodile and kangaroo. So I hope they are telling me the truth. The one was tasting like chicken, and the other one was tasting just like beef. It was yeah. So it could be I have eaten crocodile and kangaroo, but I like to try these exotic things because I also have reptiles, not that much anymore, but I had like when I was younger really a lot of reptiles, and now and then I went to my daughter, my oldest daughter. She's 23 now, but when she still went to school, she did also learn about animals at that school. It is a really a school for animals, caring for animals and stuff. So she really knows a lot about animals. And there they made these these worms. I don't know how to call them, but
Okay.
they baked them, and then I tried them, and it was eatable. It tasted a little bit like peanuts, kind of crazy, but I I will try these things. Yeah. It's You see why I'm weird? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, I hope you understand the question. Are we alone?
Are we alone? You mean aliens? I do
Are
believe
we,
in aliens. If
yeah, go
it's
on.
if it's about aliens, I do believe in them. Because I've seen some strange things when I was a kid, and I always remember these things. And now when I look at the sky, it's really open here also, and I always search for these lights. There are so many, and sometimes I can't explain it. But yeah, I do believe in some life in another uh, planet or another planet or something. Oh, okay,
What
there it is,
what about
aliens. Yeah,
God? Religion.
God.
Yeah.
No, I don't believe in God. That's a that's the other thing. Yeah. Uh, I really also a guy who thinks 9/11 is, for example, a joke. It wasn't really a guy. It wasn't really those guys that they think most people think that flew into those towers. That's why why the towers did collapse, because they could withstand much higher temperature and stuff. There are some videos about that. There is actually a movie about that also, about all these conspiracies. I personally I do believe some of these conspiracies. Not all of them, but some I do believe that it has a higher purpose, and some people are like the pyramid. Some people are at the top, and we are really at the bottom, and they can control us. Like let's say can control like most of the world. It will be the most influential people and the most rich people in the world, of course. So I
Okay.
do believe that. I do believe it.
So what do you
Yeah.
think of COVID
Strange guy.
19
Strange guy.
then? What do you think of COVID then?
COVID.
COVID 19.
Uh, I'm
It's
also not sure. I'm also not sure. It's been so complicated, and they speak in and out. Then they say you can't do this, but this, and then you get tested and it's positive, and then you try again one day later, and it's a false positive. But your family has also been tested; they are all negative. But you have to wait for the results, so you can't work for 3 days and stuff. It's like, oh, I don't know about COVID, but it could be also having a higher purpose to make things to make us like really, yeah, how do you call it? Like taking our freedom away a little bit with the now with the COVID pass. Most of the time now in the cafes, in the pubs, we do
yeah,
have to get a COVID pass to get into the cafe inside. So
yeah,
that's not, I don't understand it because in Belgium they are talking about, if I'm correct, 20 people. If 20 people have COVID to 10,000 people, so that's a really small march of people, and then it's already code red. So they have to do these shutdowns, not shutdowns anymore now, but again the masks and that COVID pass. I don't understand if people did have the flu, like much more people would be infected with the flu. Uh, yeah, you know, and nobody never talked about that. We just had a flu, and we all lived together, and it was never a problem. Although even more people die of the flu, like when you're comparing it to COVID. So the thing that's bothering me is the 20 to 10,000 people. If they reach the 20 people, it's like all hell breaking loose, and we have to code red, and a big alarm was everywhere. Uh, all people are going crazy, and people aren't nice anymore now. They all have like they're inside like a little bit afraid, and they won't come near to you. And yeah, it's all a little bit. It's different. But I believe partly in it. But some things are really strange. You got to admit. If you watch the news and stuff, they
yeah.
always say different things, and yeah, nobody talks about the flu anymore now. The flu doesn't exist anymore. It's all COVID. So I don't know about that also. So yeah,
Can I ask you, did you get the vaccination?
yeah, of course, yeah.
Okay, just one.
I have to
Okay,
because yeah, with my job I have to. Yeah, but I would
and
do it otherwise also, just to get a pass and go still to the pub and or other places like when you're going on vacation. Like even in Belgium, you have to get the pass. You otherwise you don't get in.
it's the same here. You have to have the. I have my COVID vaccine pass on my phone. I don't go much places. I'm in the middle of the country, but if you're going in places, you have to show it. But
Mm,
what's the harm?
yeah,
It
you're right.
if they wanted to create a virus to kill people, or they wanted to get us a drug, there are much simpler ways to do it. That's my
Hmm.
science background. If they wanted, I think it's 67% of population are on public water supply. There are many chemicals that can be put in your public water supply, and that would get to people faster. So
Yeah,
this thing. Okay, let's move on. We talked about drugs
yeah,
before.
because of COVID thing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's
We talked about drugs before, but what about legalization?
oh, I know. I don't think so. No,
What about
yeah,
cannabis? No?
cannabis.
Yeah, cannabis.
Hmm, I don't. I don't think so. The problem is, especially when you're driving a car, you're not like focused. The focus is gone. Okay, when you do it at home and you have no children and you're on your own, you can do it really private. then I would say okay. But then it will be like the doctor would subscribe it for you or something. I've been there,
Yeah.
like I told you with and I
Well,
was alone all the time. But yeah,
but
it's
it's still illegal in Ireland. You can't have cannabis. So what do you think about making it legal? And we say you have to go to a doctor, and it's only
mm,
edible, and people have to take their precautions or whatever. You can't drive, but say if you're prescribed cannabis, but
yeah, of course,
really taken away from the gangs.
yeah. But in the Netherlands, you can have it. In the Netherlands, there are those cannabis stores,
Yeah,
cafes, and then yeah, you can buy it there as much as you want. To be honest, not as much as you want. I think it's like 5 grams maximum, something
yeah,
like that. But then again, you could go every day there if you want to. Uh, I don't know if there are uh, more people smoking it in the Netherlands because it's available there and legally available.
yeah.
I think it will be almost the same. So maybe the legalization would be kind of a good thing, but then again, like I told you, it doesn't make people aggressive or something because you just get relaxed and really calm. It kind of takes you over, Um, you can feeling really relaxed. You can enjoy music much more. The time goes by much slower. That's also a really strange thing. But no, I wouldn't. No, not actually for any drugs. No,
What about cocaine?
no. That makes some people really angry. And
Okay.
the problem is you can feel pain. So that's also not a nice thing when you're yeah getting
Last time
hit or
you were
something.
okay. Last time you were rejected.
Rejected with what? With work or something? Let's say about work.
Whatever.
Work is for me important. So my last job was really not nice. We were with two guys, and we had a special statute. I don't know how to
Yeah,
with work a
yeah,
special system, and then the government did say we only could last 5 years when it was happening, and then
yeah,
after that 5 years we had to quit. We had a steady contract, but the government said, okay, these contracts will be shut down in 5 years. And I heard later the works could still kept me there if they wanted to, but they didn't do it. And yeah, that was really, I feel rejected at that
okay.
moment. Yeah.
Most famous person you have met.
Ooh, famous. I don't have met many famous people. Just our um, VIPs in Belgium. Some of them, not many also. But yeah, famous people. I don't know. I don't know. But
Must be one.
I,
Must be someone.
be- yeah, because I like beer. I always like when I met a person from a brewery. I meet a person from a brewery. I look up to that guy, because it takes some work to get your beer on the market, to put a label
Does.
on it, and yeah, to make a good beer and people enjoying it now, especially with the craft beer scene booming like really crazy everywhere. It's really hard to keep your beer to the open to the public and everybody liking it because we don't have the same taste, of course. It's really hard to brew a beer that the majority will like, and that's a difficult thing. I think it's a really
Keeping
difficult thing.
and keeping consistency if you're a small brewery with your hops and with your malt, that can be a problem.
Yeah, maybe, but especially brew a beer that people would come again and again for. Because now with Untapped, the the bad thing about Untapped is, and most of our beer drinkers do have Untapped. We
Yeah,
always search for new beers, so we're letting down the breweries a little bit because we will try a beer one time. I do it that way.
yeah,
I
that I
would,
do
I
too
would,
all the
yeah.
time.
And we're searching for new ones all the time. I do it like that, and I sometimes I do a beer multiple times, but then I won't check it in, and I don't feel really good with that. I really want to check a beer in at that moment. So therefore, we search all the time for new ones. I do, but
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys. But
Well,
yeah,
I think if unless the beer has changed, unless my opinion has changed on beer, I wouldn't check it in again. So if I have it again, I'm not going to give it the same rating because if I see someone
yeah,
checking a beer multiple times, the same rating, I have a problem with that because you've given your point of view on it.
mm,
Unless it's a different form, unless it's you're having it on draft and then having it on, let's say, a bottle or a
for
can.
sure. Yeah,
Yeah,
draft is most of the time better. In Belgium,
yeah.
it is certainly better. Yeah. But you know
Um,
what? Also, the problem when you start drinking beer, like I started with Untapped, I
yeah,
drank most of the time the same beers, and then we start searching for other ones. We expanded our palettes, and then you are giving at the start when you use the app, you will give it a regular beer like a higher rating. When you try it again years later, and you're used to all these other beers,
your taste has changed. Yeah,
you will give it a lower rating for sure because you are used to all these much better ones instead of the one you thought when you had first it was a really amazing one, but then you had much better ones in that time. And that's yeah, that's also a thing, and that's why I understand you when you say like I would give it like a higher rating or even, yeah, most of the time a lower rating
yeah,
because you're drinking so much and experiencing so much more taste wise, especially with the craft scene. I must tell you with the, yeah, it's just booming. It's like crazy. When my friend with his pub, you can also eat there and stuff, but he's keeping his prices really low. But he has so many different beers. It's kind of amazing. And you know what's the fun thing about that guy? He doesn't drink beer himself, but his passion is, yeah, it's really crazy. And his passion is to search for beers, and that's why I travel with him to all these different beer stores so he can look after us, guys from Untapped. He even as a separate fridge for Untapped users. I'm not joking. He's a really awesome guy, and so he's just looking after us. It's really amazing, and all the people who come there do know, of course. Oh, so many beers,
too
and
funny.
he has multiple beers, but like he has a really huge fridge. There must be like, I don't know, 300 beers or something, different
Yeah,
ones. Those I had already, so that's why he started with this untapped fridge. Most for me, but now and then there are people who noticed it. Of course, on untapped. Okay, that's the place where we have to go to try newer beers even. And now the clientele for him has grown, of course. So the last time I went there, we sat into the pub, and they were people were all drinking beers, and you must know most of the people who come there are like older people, really old people, and
okay.
they were all drinking beers. He has so many things, but you know, he has so many things. It's a great guy. It's a great guy.
He sounds a pretty good guy to have that.
Yeah, he's a
Really
really
good
nice guy.
reason. Last thing you Google, if you use Google, I'm not sure what search engine you use.
Oh, I do search so many things on Google. Like if I have to know where they sell this or that or where it will be cheapest, I'm looking for an electric bicycle because we get some points at work and we can get money every day when we come extra money with
On bike.
when we come with a bike, with an electrical bike or a bike just to work every
Yeah,
time we get some bonuses, and that's why I'm searching for an electric bike. I did try that, the step. I don't know the thing with
scooter,
um, what?
scooter, scooter.
Yes, a scooter, but with your feet, you have those without the electrical motor. You have to push with one foot.
Yeah, scooter. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, do you call it a scooter? Okay,
Yeah,
but
there's
you
still. Yeah.
yeah, you just have to give like throttle
Push it on your foot. Yeah,
on the
yeah.
handle and be a little bit like off with your feet because otherwise you fell off. It was really dangerous. I had it. I had it like I tried it once and I didn't even notice my front tire was flat and I fell over it and I exchanged it because I had a flat tire, so I had like a new one and I didn't drove it anymore when it was repaired because the other one was also having a flat tire. Oh, hold and I just sold it immediately. It was far too dangerous for me. So an electric bike will be the best option
Okay.
here. Yeah.
Craziest thing you've done for love.
For love. Oh damn.
Your
That's
girlfriend's there.
I don't really know. I don't really know.
You must have done
I
something.
I've had some crazy girlfriends back in the day. That's that's
Yeah,
a
but
fact. Really crazy, but craziest thing.
yeah, what's the craziest thing you've done?
Marrying with one. That was the crazy thing I've ever done because it's like it was like kind of pushed the marriage, and I did it for love, because she said, "Yeah, marry me," and it was the biggest mistake of my life, to be honest.
Okay.
So it wasn't a really
Perfect.
nice person.
What would be a perfect day for you?
Perfect day for me.
Yeah, without
Uh,
beer.
Without beer.
Yeah,
uh, just to wake up like a little bit later. I can sleep a little bit longer. Then I stand up and make some mileages with my old timer. I have an old timer, so I'm driving with that a longer time and go to places I really enjoy, like going to some stores I would really like or something. Not pubs, you said no beer, so
no,
no
but no.
pubs, but yeah, just enjoy my day. Yeah. Or going just one on a day trip or like visiting a brewery. That's a thing I don't do much, and is it seems to me rather hard, especially now these days, to get into a brewery. To be honest,
Is it?
uh, I I haven't really tried it, but you have to make an appointment online for sure. And then again,
Okay.
I want to film. I want to make for my channel,
Yeah,
and not every brewer will do that. I know it for sure that they I'm kind of scared they will say like, oh, you can't film here or this or that, and that will let it down for me. Of course, I will still enjoy my visit at the brewery, but I will be rather sad if I couldn't make a video. See, you see, to get to let
yeah. To promote.
show to
Yeah.
other people and let them enjoy my video also, because I think it's something special, these brewery visits. But I'm gonna do it more in the future.
Okay.
I promise.
We'll go for a last question, and I think we agreed on an hour at start. So
An hour will be really nice. Yeah, thank you.
yeah. Okay. Last question. If you were a superhero, what superpower would you have?
Ooh. Drink 5 gallons of beer at once. I don't know. No, I think really strong. Be really strong and fast, maybe something like that. I think that's the most awesome thing you can have when you're really strong. I think that's an
Okay,
awesome
so really
superpower.
strong.
Yeah, really strong. Yeah, I
Okay,
think
everyone.
it's great. Yeah.
Okay, everyone who has watched has been really amazing. Thank you for all the questions. Thank you for all the comments. Thank you
Thank
for
you for the
everybody
question,
live.
Thomas.
We'll see
We
you.
know you.
Bye. And yes.
Yes.